There's nothing cooler than having a husband who has his pilot's license and can fly you anywhere, anytime. It's really, really cool. Actually, our second date, Dean took me flying, and yeah, it was like the coolest date ever. I felt like I was on an episode of The Bachelor or something. And a lot of you guys didn't know that Dean is actually a licensed pilot. So I wanted to start making some more like aviation content. Dean's really passionate about flying, so this is like something fun for him to share. The plane was down for a couple months getting a new engine, so we hadn't posted any flying content in the past, and that's the reason. Here I am prepping the plane while Dean's doing his stuff. I just moved the window reflectors. That's what keeps the plane cool when we're not in it. And then I also set up the headsets and all that good stuff. Just simple little tasks I do just to make Dean's life a little bit easier. And while I'm doing these things, Dean is checking and doing all sorts of things. Like, I'll be honest, I could not tell you what he's doing right now. So I'll just let you watch. Once the plane is ready to go, it's time to get strapped in and put on our headsets. The cool thing about this plane, this is a Cirrus, it actually has a built-in parachute into the top of the plane, which makes me feel really safe. I was nervous the first time we went flying. And this is Dean doing his checklist, and I have this bit sped up a little bit. He really takes his time doing this. This is really important.
2, 3, 4, cut off. Okay. Ready?
Once the checklist is complete and Dean does the little run up and all the other stuff that has to happen before we take off, we get clearance to head down the runway. Today there was a little bit of traffic, so we had to wait for this jet and then another plane to pass before we could take off. Yeah, and it was a really windy day actually, so it was a little bumpy on the takeoff. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I was kind of freaked out. It was a little bit of turbulence, but Dean's a very safe pilot. It was just the wind. So today we were just flying to Torrance Airport, which is really close. Dean just wanted to practice doing some IFR flights, which is just when you fly with your instruments and not a visual flight. So here Dean is just doing an instrument flight, and I'm just hanging out. If you're familiar with Los Angeles, this is Palos Verdes. The hills here are beautiful. And then we flew over the ocean. Here you can see us coming into Long Beach. So these are the ships that hang out in the port near Long Beach. This is what the avionics looks like. Dean is literally playing a video game, it looks like. But that's how you do an instrument flight. I'm not a pilot. I don't know anything about flying. I'm a professional passenger. But yeah, this is Dean doing his instrument flight. And then here we are landing into Torrance. I sped this part up just for time's sake, but here you can see Dean nail this landing. And especially in the crazy crosswind that we had. And then after we landed in Torrance, we flew back again to Hawthorne to put the plane back. And then we went and had some drinks at Eureka, which is the airport restaurant.